Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Gridiron 2025. Ron Poniewasz, joined as always by Larry Kelly, member of the Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly & George law firm, an assistant basketball coach on the Newcastle High staff, boys. He's also an assistant coach on Penn State Shenango's baseball team, the WPIL championship winning baseball coach at Shenango High School varsity. Larry, welcome aboard. It was a crazy week last week. There's a lot to unpack here.
Yeah, Ronnie. There were a couple very interesting games. That Ellwood Mohawk game was a real interesting game, and but I think we have one more week of kind of exhibition play, for lack of a better word, and then we get to the nitty gritty here soon. So, and Laurel got beat by Canavan, which you never. Laurel's a very good football team, but again, when you're playing Canavan, it depends on how the recruiting year went. So you just never know.
All right, we have a great athlete of the week to tell you about, quarterback that led his team to a game-winning drive. Then we'll have a few topics. Larry will tell you all about the Newcastle High football program after another big win. And then we'll close it up this week with the Week 5 schedule. But first, we have Athlete of the Week, and it is Ellwood City Lincoln's senior quarterback, Tyler Smiley, 6 foot, 185-pound Tyler Smiley, quarterback linebacker. He was 8 of 18 passing for 109 yards, 2 touchdowns on aerials of 28 and 41 yards. He threw an interception, and that came in a 21-15 win over Mohawk. The 41-yard pass was a pass to Tyler Amicone with just 9 seconds left. That rallied them from, I believe, a 15-14 deficit. Aiden Huth's extra point proved to be, beneficial. 21-15. Your thoughts, Larry?
Wow. I mean, Ellwood City got outrushed 173-46. And when that happens, you normally don't win a game absent some extra special plays, and that's what Ellwood City got. Tyler Smiley threw for 109, 28-yard touchdown pass, but a 41-yard touchdown pass in the last 10 seconds of the game. Wow. Very deserving of Athlete of the Week. I'm sure Mohawk felt the sting of that one because, that's just not supposed to happen. A 41-yard TD pass in the last 10. Ellwood probably only had another play left after that one. And so Tyler Smiley at 6 foot 185, he stood taller than his stature in the last minute of the game. And that's why they won. And that's why he's deserving of Athlete of the Week.
That's 2 weeks in a row now that an Athlete of the Week has had a performance against Mohawk. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah. And again, you ask how could it happen that they lose when they were really statistically dominant on the ground especially. But I think the first play of the game may have been a fumble recovery for a touchdown and then a 41-yard touchdown pass with less than 10 seconds left for a touchdown. Special things got to happen when you get outrushed 173-46, which is what happened in this game.
Yeah. Tyler Smiley on the year is 26 of 65 through the air for 268 yards. He's got 4 touchdowns and 6 interceptions as Ellwood City now sits at 3-1 overall, 2-2 overall and 1-0 in league play. So, that's pretty impressive considering all the players that they lost last year to graduation.
Oh, yeah. Yes, they did. And they lost their stud running back last year. And, it's tough to retool in high school, especially, at small schools where you don't have a lot of young men on the roster. But this young man's been playing well, and he's playing well in big moments. And, there are always probably in a close game, which this one was, 2 or 3 plays that if you make them, you win. And if you don't, you lose. And Tyler Smiley stood tall, and he made it when it counted the most and brought home a win for the Wolverine.
All right. Excellent. That is Tyler Smiley of Ellwood City Lincoln, Athlete of the Week, for his 2 touchdowns passing and 109 yards through the air, including the game-winning touchdown with 9 seconds left to Tyler Amicone. Tyler Smiley, Athlete of the Week. Don't go away, because Larry Kelly wants to tell you all about the Newcastle High football program. We'll do that next here on Gridiron.
Here for Ellwood City's Tyler Smiley. Tyler is our Athlete of the Week. They had a thriller game of a win over Mohawk, 21-15. First conference play. Talk about getting that win and starting conference action strong.
Exciting, because I had a rough couple first games. So I was happy to kind of bounce back. And now we're 2-2 now. Just got to finish the section off.
No timeouts left there, and you make that final drive. You're firing on all cylinders. Talk about that and getting it to Tyler Amicone on that last pass.
It was pretty nice, because I had a rough 2 quarters ahead of that, and it's all about how you bounce back. And
a lot of working pieces for that, though. Danucci, he got an interception, too, to close things out. So you all were firing. What can you say about that and seeing that?
I'm happy he made the play, because he's a great player. And we won, so.
There's one thing I learned growing up around here. People should look out for each other. Be friends and neighbors that you can count on. So it bothers me when people who are hurt in automobile accidents get bullied by the insurance company. I don't let bullies run over my clients. I do what I was taught growing up. Step up, stand up, and speak up for those who can't. I'm Larry Kelly, and I'm a Newcastle guy.
Okay, we're back with you here on Gridiron, and this will be our Red Hurricane Minute. Larry Kelly's queued up. He's all ready to go. Very excited about another victory for the Red Hurricane. Larry, the floor is yours.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I was at the game. It was a dominant performance by the Red Hurricane, and I mean dominant. And they dominated the game on the scoreboard. They dominated the game statistically. They outrushed this team 269-19. And as I've always said, you run the ball that well and stop the run, you're probably going to win more games than you're going to lose. And there were some dynamic performances. Marino Graham, again, 2 touchdown runs, one for 79 yards, another one for 51 yards. Mm-hmm. And Kai Cox, 2 punt returns. When you add them both together, it was 125 yards of punt returns, and he had 2 called back that could have been for touchdowns. So, I mean, it was just a dominant performance all the way around. You know, I get a little inside information. I talked to Coach Mangino today, and he was really impressed with the defensive line. Jaden Schaefer, Quaylen Davis, and DJ Gordon dominated the line of scrimmage, and he was really impressed with their not only their dominance, but you know, he said Jaden Schaefer, he sideline to sideline, and they're quick, they're fast, they're strong, and you know, they're going to need these guys to be all 3, because next week they got Knock, who's struggling a little bit. They're 0-4, and then the gauntlet of Aliquippa, West Day, and Montour at home, 3 games in a row. But I like what I see, Ronnie. I'm telling you, I like what I see. I mean, these are dominant performances. And the one thing that I thought was most important, this was a one-sided game. Don't get me wrong. Newcastle dominated the play from the opening gun until the end of the game. Maybe they found a kicker. Marino Graham kicked 3 extra points. And this is you that says this all the time. In a close game, you got to convert point after touchdown. You just have to. And I think Marino was 3 for 4, and maybe even 3 for 3. So you got to convert. And maybe they found the kicker. And it's not easy to do. And but it's imperative that they have one, because against Aliquippa, West Day, and Montour, extra points could be critical. Not so much Aliquippa, but I guarantee you West Day and Montour is going to have a good kicker on the other side of the field. So you got to convert. So like what I see, man, the Red Hurricane, they're back. They're back. Yeah. I like what I see. You were at the game. What did you see?
Well, they pitched a shutout. That's their 3rd shutout of the season. Did you know, Larry, the last time that Newcastle had multiple shutouts in one season is 2018, and they had 2 shutouts that season. One of those shutouts, though, there's kind of a but it still counts as a shutout. It was a 14-0 weather-shortened win over West Mifflin, and I didn't have written in my notes how shortened it was. I think it might have been maybe a half that they played, but still, that was one of their 2 shutouts. This is already 3 shutouts, and there's 6 more games still to be played.
You know, they're playing good defense, and it's all about the line of scrimmage. If you can win the battles on the line of scrimmage, you're going to win football games in high school. And I know the 3 guys that play on the line of scrimmage: Jaden Schaefer, Waylon Davis, and DJ Gordon. They're basketball players. So I know what kind of athletes they are. They're not just big kids. They're big, strong, fast, and quick. And when you have that up front, good things can happen defensively. And then behind them, the linebackers, Mason Cook's a basketball player. He will light you up anytime he gets an opportunity. So, you know, defensively, they're strong. And then that's not even counting Chase Lemon, who will light you up. Jermaine Walker, who will light you up. These guys are all basketball players, and they're all great athletes and tough kids. So, man, I like what I see. I'm a little giddy. So I'm a Red Hurricane through and through, Ronnie. I'm a homer. You know this, but I really like watching this team. So let's keep our fingers crossed, because the season really starts in 2 weeks.
And you touched on Kai Cox with the 2 punt returns. Is it concerning to you, let's say you were a coach, is it concerning to you that he had 2 called back with illegal block penalties? You know, I don't know if it was the same kid on the illegal block, but, you know, you kind of get into bad habits, and, you know, maybe it happens later in the season. You know, is that something that you got to coach a little bit harder
Absolutely. On? Coach Mazaka commented on that in your story. Newcastle had 7 penalties for 80 yards. Again, in a big game, in a close game. Control the line of scrimmage, win the rushing battle, but also don't turn it over, which they didn't do. At the same time, you can't beat yourself. You can't beat yourself. You know, Kai Cox is a tremendous athlete. All you need to do is get in the way. I'm not even so sure you need to throw a block to give this young man a lane to take it to the house. You know, but you really, really can't have that. In a big game, when they call a punt return back because of an illegal block, it's not only hurts on the field, but it's an emotional avalanche that works to your disfavor. Can't have that.
Yeah, and if I heard right up in the press box, it sounded like both of them, Kai Cox was already past the block, you know, so it was unnecessary to, you know, but again, if that's the case, why throw the flag? If it doesn't impact the play and he's already passed, why, you know, to a certain extent, you could say, why throw the flag?
I'm with you, Ronnie, on that. You know, good officials, whether it's basketball or football, only blow the whistle or throw the flag when they absolutely have to. The good basketball officials, there's contact everywhere, but if it doesn't affect the play, they don't blow the whistle. I agree with you. Kai Cox was gone. If there was a block in the back, it was 20 yards behind the play. It had nothing to do with the outcome. A good official keeps the flag in his pocket. That's just me. That's my opinion on that. You talk to an official, if you talk to Johnny Earage, he might tell you something different, that you have to throw the flag if you see the infraction. But, you know, I'm no harm, no foul. That's the way I see it.
Yeah, and we've wondered this in years past. No matter what sport we're talking about, football or basketball, you just kind of wonder when an official or a set of officials get their assignment for what game they're going to do next. You wonder if they watch film on the games to see tendencies, and if so, if an officiating crew watches film of, say, the Newcastle Yough game and they say, they got flagged twice for illegal blocks, let me put that in my memory bank for the next time that I do a Newcastle game and there's punts. I'm going to keep my eyes open for that. You just kind of wonder if that's what they do. I don't know.
I know in the NFL they watch film, and probably in college football they do, but I doubt that happens in the high school game. I doubt it. Even though it's available, everybody's film is on Huddle, so you can watch the film. And I would think if you really want to be good at your job, you would watch the film. I don't know that they do. I don't know that they don't. Maybe that's another question when you're sitting next to Johnny Earage in the press box. By the way, he was operating the clock, the play clock. So last time I talked to you, you said he was up there doing nothing. I saw my man working the play clock.
Well, the thing was, when you said the clock, I thought you meant the game clock. He's got a little clicker that does the play clocks.
Yeah, he was working it. My man was working it. He was earning his money up there.
So it's a lingo thing. I thought you meant the game clock. But yes, the play clock. Yeah, that's what he does.
Okay.
And he does a great job of it, too.
Yeah.
Let's say that.
But that's the Hurricane Minute. So we got Knock next week. We should take care of business. They're 0-4. They're tough kids down at Knock, though. But the season starts 2 weeks from now against Aliquippa at home. I'll be there for that one, Ronnie. I'll be there for that one.
Okay, you're gonna have your Zach Morris look on like you did last week with
maybe I will. We'll see.
Larry looked like an old character from Saved by the Bell. He had his sweater on over a dress shirt and tied.
Well, listen, you got to be styling when you go to Newcastle. If you're a Newcastle guy, and I'm a Newcastle guy, you got to be styling when you go to the game. You just can't show up and look like a bum.
It looked like something that a private school kid would wear, Larry. That's a preppy. You look like a preppy on Friday night.
Okay, don't say that. I'm anything but that.
Take it from a private school kid. You look like a preppy.
We all know there's an advantage to playing at home, to being the home team. At LGKG, we've been your home team personal injury attorneys for auto accident and workers' compensation cases for over 90 years. We know what works and how to win. We have all the credentials. At LGKG, we don't take every case. We handpick our clients so that we can give you the attention you deserve.
As you would say, ready to roll.
I'm ready to roll.
We keeping you awake?
Man, it's pretty close to my bedtime.
All right.
I'm an old guy, Ronnie. I can be your dad. Show a little respect.